Well, all right. Oh, been some handsome weekend, haven't I? Lovely. Nice and warm. Handsome. I've been on coddling around all weekend, really. Not doing much. Bit up the allotment and home here in the garden and all. Getting things ready for the autumn. And there we are. I hope everybody's okay. Stay safe. Now, I'm doing a little story today by Liz Harmon again, and I want to thank Liz because I've been very fortunate to get to know Liz from down Newland there. Wrote some lovely stories, and it's just nice. I went down to meet her and all, and of course I got her 3 books now, so I got a few more weeks yet if you can put up with it. All right. Now this one's called Nicker's Tale. Now look what you've done. You've scat all my clean ironing on the floor. You're driving me mad hanging around the house all this blessed day. Clear out and don't come back till tea time. To say the least, Nicker's mother was irate. It had been just one of the days. The sun had been beaten down unmercifully for more than a week. Houses with windows wide and doors ajar were hot and airless. The village stifled under a blanket of heat. Nicky hadn't felt like going with his friends to their camp at Bluebell Den. And then his pal Willie was off with his parents visiting relations down St Ives. He quite envied Willie the ride on the train, but not the fact that Willie would have to wear his Sunday best clothes and be on his best behaviour. So Nicky had mooched around the house all day long, driving his mother to distraction, and now, when she was tackling this week's ironing, he had knocked a pile of freshly ironed clothes onto the floor. The kitchen reeking of the methylated spirits in the primus stove, on which he heated heavy flat irons, too hot to light the slab, and aching back and swollen feet made her very tired and hazy. Nicky, realising that discretion was the better part of valour, fled. The first place that a 12-year-old Newland boy would run was to the harbour, but none of his school friends were about. All the boats were out to sea, the market had been hosed down, and the water in the harbour was low. Even the seagulls seemed too hot and tired to squawk. Moodily he made his way to the beach. To his amazement, it was deserted. The tide was a bit too far out to skim stones, and in his rush to get out he had bought neither bathing things nor a towel. The sea lured him with a siren song. Gently the waves rippled over the sand and pebbles, sparkling like diamonds. Over the beach the heat rose, shimmering over the rocks. Swiftly he succumbed to the siren call, divesting himself of his garments, placing them, as he thought, on a safe and convenient rock. He ran mother naked to the sea. As he ran, he felt the waves, ridges in the sand under his feet. With abandon, he squashed the lugworm, cast beef beneath his toes, and ran into the water. Oh, the bliss! The cool sea water caressed his hot, burning limbs with finest silk. It was in a world of his own. He swam, he dived, he floated and sang, happily unaware of everything. Time passed by. Then he heard the first rumble of the quarry guns. The 5 o'clock blasting at Penley Quarry served as a timekeeper for all Newland, telling wise that the men would soon be home for tea. Reluctantly, Nicky decided he had better not aggravate his mother any more that day, so he turned back to the beach to collect his clothes and go home. Now, Nicky had forgotten that tides have a habit of going out and coming in, and the rock that had seemed so safe for his clothes was now almost submerged and devoid of his garments. To his horror, he also found that the deserted beach was now crowded with people seeking a breath of fresh air before tea time. Some kind person, seeing that his clothes were in danger of being washed away, had moved them right up to the top of the beach. What a dilemma! Now, had Nicky been swimming with his friends in the harbour, his nakedness would have meant nothing, as they seldom bothered with swimsuits there. But here, alone, in sight of everything, he felt very vulnerable. The choices he had were either to make a dash up the beach to his clothes, exposing his nakedness, or stay in the water until the beach cleared of people, and therefore risking his mother's anger by being late home for tea, a crime nearly as bad as knocking over the clean and ironed clothes. Then he saw salvation was at hand. There, beneath the sea, almost hidden by rocks and seaweed, he spotted the handle of a discarded frying pan. He could at last use that as a shield to cover those bits of his anatomy that are usually hidden from public display. So grabbing the pan by the handle, he held it to his front like an iron fig leaf and started back up to his clothes. As he walked up the beach, he noticed people smiling and pointing at him. He tried to look as if his unusual beachwear was quite normal, until one joker shouted out, "That's a picture no artist could paint, boy." And another called, "That's a proper frame for him, that is." Nicky looked down and found to his horror that his frying pan fig leaf had no bottom in it, only the handle and the rim. Now Nicky always had a sense of humour, and even as an old man he would delight in telling a tale at family gatherings, particularly when he had a glass or two of lubrication. And he always ended up laughing and saying, "And there I was, no bottom, only a rim." Thank you.